Hi, I'm Leathur Rokk, and this is Garfield. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to give to you a story time, and I swear it's true. And I'm going to ask you how you would feel. In this story time, it starts off with my doorbell ringing. And I go open up my window to see who it is. And it was somebody that I know who plays guitar. Somebody who is a drunk alcoholic, serious drunk. And he's a little bit of a beggar also, and he's one of the people that would play guitar on the boardwalk for tips. And so he rings my doorbell, and he has a guitar. First I hear this harmonica, which was kind of giveaway. And he has this guitar, and basically, and he has a beer that he drank half of it. It was an open cup of beer that he had sitting right out front. And now he knows full well all the problems I've been having with the police whenever I try to go out there with my guitar. Now, this is somebody who he does not have a permit, okay? He also is not somebody who has to worry about his sun exposure and stuff. He's very weathered like the Marlboro Man. He doesn't care about being in the sun. The only thing he cares about is whatever time it is the liquor store's open. He's one of many of those drunks that absolutely has to be at a liquor store at opening time to drink because he gets the shakes in the morning. So he's drinking all the time in public. He's playing guitar on the boardwalk. He's making money doing it. He does not have a permit, okay? And he doesn't seem to care about whether or not he gets tickets and stuff. And I have not been out there since the last time I had run-ins with the cops. They have threatened me with $1,000 in fines. They, in fact, have been really putting a very, very serious control thing on so many aspects of perceived homelessness, poverty. There's a big crackdown on sleeping in public. There's a big crackdown on open containers. I even heard that they have been giving out even tobacco smoking tickets, if you can imagine that, on some parts of the boardwalk, because I have personally seen signs saying that there are certain designated no smoking anything at all parts. But now, I haven't heard anything in the general population about this. I can't imagine that this is something where the only people that would ever be targeted would be the homeless and the poor. Now, the only dog I have in this hunt is the fact that I like cannabis. Okay. But I do have a problem with the idea of a selective enforcement of the rules and coming down harder on homeless people than you do on, say, a rich tourist walking out of a casino. I thought that was illegal to do that. Now, with respect to this person who rang my doorbell today, he knows that I am not allowed on the boardwalk with my guitar. He seems to think somehow that he's special and he can get away with it. He seems to think many of the cops like him. I don't for the life of me understand this. This is somebody who, instead of standing up against a railing, playing the guitar like I do so that I'm not impeding traffic, I'm not bothering people, the worst thing I would do is have a hat out there, because whenever I've not had a hat, I've had fellow musicians come up to me telling me that I really need to have a hat or a bucket or something, otherwise people walk on by thinking I'm just doing it for the hell of it. And this person who rang my doorbell today, he tells me that, that's what you can't do. You can't have a hat out there because that way the cops don't think that you're doing it for money. And so what? Do they think that he's just doing it just for the happiness of it? Come on. I have been avoiding that boardwalk. And this is the summertime, the time when you want to be on the boardwalk, when it was a see and be seen thing. The boardwalk was always one of the best things about this damn town. Growing up, I loved the boardwalk. The boardwalk was a place where the summertime was fun times, where you hang out with the friends that you make. And when you find out that there are many people that are actually being able to make a livelihood there, many times through artistic pursuits. And I've already told you the reasons why it would not be practical for me to get this permit, even if I could afford it. They don't let you play just anywhere you want just because you have the permits. No, these permits tell you specifically where and when you're allowed to play. And these permits don't allow me to be close to my home, which is convenient for me and makes me feel safer. It does not allow me to be where I'm guaranteed to have a good Wi-Fi source, which if I would be allowed to play just on the outskirts of Tropicana, I could get their Wi-Fi. I have a right as a woman to feel safe at my chosen vocation. I don't want to be 3 or 4 miles up the road. I don't want to be up where, first of all, where there's a very high concentration of homeless people with their signs, and you have a lot of loud noise, both from the Wi-Fi kiosks that have all kinds of advertisements on them, and the casino hotels themselves blast very loud music. They're piped in music and advertisements, and the t-shirt shops, all the different businesses and the bars outside and everything, they all blast their own music. So to be able to have a place that isn't bombarded with everybody else's music is impossible. And if you're trying to, say, do live streaming or film a YouTube video or something, you're going to be getting copyright strikes because you're getting bombarded by all this music. The place where I wanted to play was just far enough away from the Tropicana's advertisements, so that rarely bled through. I had this sweet spot. And I am not a nuisance, even though I may have certain people that I like who, yes, they happen to be homeless, yes, they happen to be drunks or addicts or whatever it is. I can't control the behavior of other people. I can't help their mental state or their pharmaceutical state or whatever. It's not my business. I can try to be a good example and let people know that, hello, a life without drinking, it doesn't have to be dreary. I try to be that person that's willing to go to a meeting with somebody. I try to be that friend, that non-judgmental person that's saying, whenever you got to meet people where they're at in life. If you know anybody that has anything to do with harm reduction, you try to be where they're at. But when you have people like the person that rang my doorbell that thinks that they could just show up, I have been, how many months now, deprived of a steady livelihood when the cops threaten me, because that's going to be the fourth or fifth time I've had run-ins with cops, and they remember you from the second and third time, and you only get so many warnings, then you get tickets. I have been assured by my mother that we do not have the means to pay any fines that I get, and if I ignore them, they will double, and then they would turn into bench warrants, and then I would be, my butt tookus would be keeping warm on a bench with a loop on it in a jail cell someplace. And even if you do time served, that is the start of a record. Then if I ever have some opportunity to actually get a background check or something, then it's going to say, oh, this woman has a habit of keeping jail cell warm because she won't get off the boardwalk with her guitar when the cops tell her to stop. This is so ridiculous and petty, especially when there is never any drugs or alcohol involved. I am not doing anything wrong except standing out there with my guitar. I don't approach people, ask them if they want to hear songs or anything like this person that rang my doorbell did today. He's the kind of guy that he will wait, and he likes to walk around, okay? And of course, like I said, he doesn't mind the sun, so he walks around, and he'll sit right down on the ground. He obviously isn't a germaphobe either. He'll get splinters on his ass because he'll sit on that splintery ground. And you know how dirty that is. You're going to sit where people have their feet, where dogs shit and people throw up and spit and all kinds of stuff like that. He comes up to people, say it's a couple coming out of the casino. He'll come up to them and say, want to hear a song? People will give him 20s just to get rid of him. Now, he has a nice voice and he does some nice songs, but one of the things that he does that has been the first problem I have with him is he would misrepresent other people's songs as his own. He would find these really obscure but cool songs, and he would do a totally different versions of it. But if you actually did a search of the song title, you'd find out that this is a song done by an obscure country/rap group somewhere in Florida. And so this guy is telling everybody who will listen that is his song. And of course, if people hear a clever original song, people are I'm going to respect a really clever original more than a cover most of the time. And I believe this too. And matter of fact, I was even going to put it on this YouTube channel. But then I thought, you know what? I don't want to get a disinformation for letting somebody lie about something that they don't even own the copyright to, and they didn't have anything, no part in the creation of it or in the recording of it or anything. And no matter whenever these people, whenever you catch them in lies, then they always have a little explanation. They always have, it's almost as if they were coached and rehearsed so that, oh, if I get caught in this and this and this, I can cover myself. Gee, maybe my friend or ex-friend should run for office. But I don't know what kind of reaction he expected of me. When he knows that I don't have the ability to just go out there and play guitar for money the way he does. For whatever reason, he has a privilege. I'd like to know why that is. I'd like to know why the laws are being selectively enforced here in Atlantic City. It is ridiculous. This war on the poor, this war on homeless people, some of this may have had something to do with this recent Supreme Court case that involved people's right to sleep outside. But still, because I noticed once that was struck down, then a lot of municipalities started getting a lot stricter with their laws about homeless encampments and people falling asleep, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes, and that's ridiculous. So, and this has nothing to do with me. I just want to be out there to be able to eke out a livelihood where and when I want. I need to be out of the sun. I need to be close at home. Since I don't carry a cell phone, there's no way for me to get a hold of my mother or find out if, say, she was having a medical emergency. I need to be where I can, you know, it has to be convenient for me. I want to be where I feel safe, where I can, I know the area really well, where I can get from point A to point B, no matter if there's thunder and lightning around, civil unrest or something. And to have people who are blatantly flaunting the rules and doing everything that I can't do, making money every day out there with their musical instruments, and meanwhile I can't. And I don't know what the hell to do about it. It's like, what am I going to do? Call the cops and snitch him off? Well, guess what? In my experience, the cops are so busy doing, I guess they're fighting crimes here. They never come when we call for anything. God forbid a person disturbs the peace while you and your family are trying to sleep. That is not a priority thing around here. The cops don't care. But every 10 minutes they're up your ass on the boardwalk. Well, I'd like to know, they're always chasing people like me off there with our guitars. Why are people like him who don't have permits, that are drinking half the time? He doesn't even make a good enough effort to disguise his open containers. He's playing guitar on that boardwalk and he's making money. He doesn't have a permit. And meanwhile, I'm chased off the boardwalk, and like, what, am I the only person that's actually listening to the cops? Is it because I actually have a fear of getting tickets? And I keep on telling my mother, because she keeps on hitting me up for help with different bills and things. I keep on telling her, I says, look, do you want me to take my guitar and go out there? I got all 6 strings on it. I'll go out there. But what's going to happen when I have a ticket? I keep on having these encounters with police. I'm staying out, I'm away from their radar. But as soon as I go out there, what am I going to do? Why don't they ticket everybody? Why are they going to go after me and not after the drunks who are actually causing problems? Can any of you guys please explain this to me, because I'm looking for logic where there is none. It makes no sense. With that, if any of you are thinking of coming to Atlantic City and you're thinking you want to contribute to the local economy, there's other places that treat their people better than this one. All right. Tell me, anybody knows better places for busking where you don't need permits and all this bullshit? Let me know in the comments. Talk to you guys tomorrow. And get ready to say goodbye to the blonde. I just need a couple of days where I can soak the color in and not going to have any hassles if it stains a bathtub or whatever. But I will be getting back to my purple very soon, and I will talk to you in a day or two, maybe tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow.